This is just for we the people. So I'm not an attorney. Don't claim to be an attorney. Don't want to be an attorney. I don't want to dumb myself down. So I've talked about a few times, and this is learning purposes only, to help one another out to the forces out there and may cause us harm. Again, this is just a learning video for we the people to understand what's going on. Now, you guys heard me in past videos of they use words in court, a totally different definition than what me or you would go under. Alright, but we really didn't dig deep on the understanding part. So understanding, in the way they look at it, is that you're underneath their authority. Okay? So when you say you understand what's going on, you did a verbal contract which you accidentally entered jurisdiction of the court. Now, there's other ways to work through it, and you don't have to be that way. It's just easier if you don't enter it in the first place, right? And the reason why I say verbal contract within a certain period of time, verbal contract is legal. Contract is contract. And so let me give you an idea. So, my son wants to borrow the car. And I tell him, if you speed in my car, you're not going to use my car anymore. Do you understand, son? And he says yes. So right then and there, he signed a contract verbally that if he goes hot rods in my car, he's not to use it anymore. Okay? So he gets caught speeding in my car. So when he gets home, I take the car keys away from him, and I say, hey, can't use my car no more. And he says, but Dad, but this and but that, right? Son, last thing I said to you, did you understand? And he said, yes. Well, you signed a contract that we had a full disclosure of what's going to happen. So words are tricky of minds. And it don't matter. It happens to be that way just all through life. It could be your friend and you could be this and that. But when people start looking at the words in the correct manner, they'll realize they're entering contracts they don't even realize they're entering. But especially when you're in court, you got to pay attention to the words you do use. You heard me on a couple of times on videos, I overstand. Alright? So you don't necessarily need to do that, but I'm just proving a point in the courts, right? So, if I say I understand with the judges or with the cops, well, I gave them underneath authority, all right? I'm beneath them, all right? They have full control because I verbally made a deal with the contract with them, right? So, I found out a couple of days ago, and I didn't know this. So, in the state of Texas, if a cop suspects you're drinking, which I don't drink, and this has never been done with me before, so I would have done whatever they said at one time, right? But now, since I'm learning these things and learn a lot of things, I don't give consent anymore. So in the state of Texas, when they accuse you of been drinking and they want to do all these kind of tests, and I deny. Well, when I refuse all these things, I found out they're going to go ahead and throw you in jail. Enhances that you're guilty until proven innocent. We talked about this before on a couple of other videos. You're always guilty before innocent. That's the reason why you go to jail, get bonded out, and see the judge, because you're guilty. Alright? So, what I told you guys, this kind of verifies it. If you look up the law, if you deny all these things, you're going to jail. Period. And I, for one, don't drink, so I don't never have to worry about it. But they can still use it and say, I do drink, because once again, they can lie and say, I smell something funny if I have a broken window in my car, and, they can do the false allegation and lie and say, I smell something funny. So if I disagree about, giving consent of any test, well, I'm going to be guilty first in their eyes. So this is where it's very important when they ask any questions whatsoever. And this is the reason why it's very important you not to sign nothing. If you have to go to jail, y'all. Unless you can just 100% win, which courts are set up for you not to win. If you're already guilty without even going to court, then it's very hard to win in court to prove your innocence when you shouldn't even have to prove your innocence. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up. When they read your Miranda rights, you don't understand. Okay? And the reason why I say overstand is just to kind of do that little extra edge and irritate them, right? You don't have to do it. I just go overstand, because since I know that if I understand, I gave them authority, just like my kid gave me authority to ground him from that vehicle, right? It's my car, it has my authority anyway. But I verified it with, do you understand? Okay? Well, it's the same thing what the courts do, and the police and all that. They just add that extra punch to your case that you understand these things. It's very important for the courts to have you understand everything. So never understand. Never, 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 never. Number one, they speak legalese. Do you speak legalese? No. Even if you study the Constitution, that's lawful. You still don't speak legalese. Okay, they don't do nothing lawful anymore. Everything is in legalese. So always understand, wink, 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 it's a entrapment to get you to consent into jurisdiction without you even knowing you're giving consent. Trickery of the minds. Back in the old days, they called that witchcraft. They used foreign language to put a hex on you, come up with their own words, and then you think these people have all these powers and they are witches because I'm not saying you in general, but the people believed they was witches because they did not understand how they're speaking. Right? It was a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Well, that's exactly what they're doing. So the terms they're doing now in the old ancient days is witchcraft. I know. Don't get me started on that part, okay? I'm just saying. Between yesterday and today, the way we look at life is totally different. Okay? But understand that. Every word they use has a totally different definition than what me and you go by every day. Once you understand that, wink, 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 it would help you go through the process of the courts with less harm upon you. There's going to be one court date, there's going to be another court date, there's going to be another court date. It may be. Eventually it's going to run out. They're not going to spend $20,000, $30,000 for a $300 ticket. Or, they may not spend $100,000 on a $20,000 deal. Okay? We do need to realize that we, the people, have been giving too much consent to our employees. The main job of police, judges, and attorneys is to make money. What do they call that in a criminal world? Organized crime. If I did any of these things that they're doing, it would be under organized crime. Now, I'm just saying, this is things I'm kind of gathering from my knowledge, and this is just a teach thing for people just to have ideas what's going on. Maybe it's true, maybe it's false. So, I'm not giving any legal advice. You need to get an attorney that's competent. Okay? When you go to court and you represent yourself, you are of age of majority. As they say, well, we need to send you to see a doctor and make sure you're in the right mindset and all that. Don't play that game. They may order it. And if you do go, do not sign anything. You signed a contract. You agree to the terms. Do you understand that I want you to go see this doctor? I understand. And when I say overstand, I don't remember if I told you this a minute ago, but understand is giving them authority. So if I overstand, what's that? I'm over them. I'm above them. Okay? So generally, they are in the place of understanding. Because I jumped that ladder. We're not equals. Alright? If I don't understand, they're not getting jurisdiction. However, if I overstand, then I am above them. I am taking my rightful place as being the boss of my employees. And I'm going back to the simple terms of choosing our words correctly and agreeing to things correctly. Okay? You cannot just sit there when you said not to incriminate yourself, you can't talk. Well, if they say something, there is times that you need to talk. But it's not to make sure it's not putting yourself in harm when you do talk. Alright? And then every case is different. So just remember and sit and think about that for a minute. And I don't know why my ticket got a little blurry there. But silence gives them also opportunity to replace the words you did not give. Alright? They can add things in there. Okay? So be careful how you act, and be careful what you say. Because anything in court can be held against you, right? But you don't understand that. Quit giving them authority over you. Quit believing in their foreign language legalese. Now, if you want, ask them plain out. Do you know how fast you're going? Give me the definition, do you know how fast I'm going? What definition are you using on that? Well, I'm not going to tell you that. Well, I don't understand them. Or overstand. Are you 45 years old? You know, that may not seem like an incrimination, but you just agreed if he answered to the courts, right? You gave them jurisdiction. As soon as you answered that question, you gave them jurisdiction. They got many little trickeries in there to get you to enter jurisdiction of the courts. So are you 45? Your Honor, are you 45? Well, we're going to have to get a doctor to see you. Your Honor, do we need to get a doctor to see you? No? Quit answering questions to any government officials. And if you've got to answer a question in a totally different definition than they would use. Okay? This is too long. But I just want to kind of clear that up a little bit and get you something to think about. And like I said, this thing, you not complying with their alcohol test and all that, they're automatically going to make you guilty. What factual evidence do they have that you've been drinking? You know? Alright, you don't understand. You been drinking? I don't understand. Do you know how fast you're going? Do you know how fast I'm going? Yeah, you're going 65 miles an hour. Okay, I don't understand. Till next time, decent for we the people. Be careful with your words. Bye, y'all.